So at this point, I have completed the mesh for the bag. Because my bottom is extra large, that also means I have more room, more stuffing space. So rather than 20 rows, I made this 22 rows. Now I counted the rows diagonally from this thick part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. Keep in mind, if you are adding to the length, that there is additional length that comes when you add the handles, not just the length of the handles, but because you continue to crochet around as you make the handles, then the bag also gets longer. A lot is variable. Again, you might use not 11 stitches for each mesh chain, or you might use more, you might use less, especially if you're using bigger needles. But I mean, apple's not going to fall through, and small things will fall through regardless, I think, of how big you make the chain. Here is the top of the bag. So now I'm going to proceed with making the first handle. Each handle has 3 strands of crochet. There, that's what we're working towards. On each side there's 3 strands. I am going to chain 160 stitches. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, there's my first 20, and I'm going to do a marker, but I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 additional stitches so that I have room for the markers. Now counting down 3 stitches from where I left off. 1, 2, 3. That is 20 stitches. And this is the way to do it, because otherwise you just recount and you recount and you recount. 160 I need. I'm going to keep going. I have now nearly completed my chain. So let's count. Up to the first safety pin is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40. So I have 17 left to do. And I just wanted to show you more carefully again. The reason I continue with 3 stitches, I don't want to have to work out of the loop, and there's a safety pin there as well. So start at 3, because you already have 3. 3, 4, 5, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'm going to attach it on, it's on the top of this one. I'm going to skip one and join it to the top of the third one. And here's where you're going to join the handle. So there's the one where it's already joined, and you skip one, so it kind of goes flat. And then in this next one, you're going to join thing there. Okay. And now I'm going to chain 11. I'm going to continue chaining around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. All right. Then I'm going to go just as I did with the rest of the mesh bag. I'm going to go into the one next door to the left. There we go. So let's just see what it looks like. So join a flat one, and then you join into the third one. Now I'm going to do 8 links. So that's my first one. All right, let's count. So here's my handle, and this is the one I joined it to. So I should have 8 mesh loops completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Joining now to make number 8. And here I'm going to start my 160 chains again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to leave that there for a moment. So when I'm done these chains, I've got my safety pins ready to roll. And I suppose you could even count the number of safety pins in advance, and then you'll know when you've reached 160 stitches. So I'm going to complete this handle, and then I'm going to join it again. So here we go. This is the one it's joined in. There's the one that becomes kind of flat because you're not using it. And then I'll be joining to this one. And then I'm going to, after that, create 8 meshy links there. And then I'll be ready to start my second, what would you call it? Second strand for the first handle. Next step, we're gonna finish this handle, go 8 mesh steps, join, and we're gonna do the second handle. At this point, I have secured the second strand of the second, or the first strand of the second handle. And then I'm gonna count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to carry on and chain 160 and make the second strand of my first handle. And the safety pins, the set number of safety pins worked really well, as long as you remember one of them is for at the end so that you're consistent. There are other ways of measuring. You could measure the straps against each other. You could use a tape measure, but I tried that in the past and it was just constant check, check, add a couple stitches, remeasure. It's the safety pins, for me at least, is the easiest way to go. I've now created this second chain and I am going to join it, connect it there, and then I'm going to chain across and repeat, and eventually we'll get there to where we have three strands. All right. So I joined the second strand of the second strap, and I've attached into the 7th one, and now just kind of checking to make sure the length is approximately the same, and it is. That's where I want to be. Single crochet as usual. And there are now 2 straps, same length, there we go. And then chaining across, pick up, will be on the 3rd strap of the, first handle. All right, here we have all 3 strands completed for the first strap. Now I'm going to chain across and complete the final strand of the final strap. I'll be joining it there. Then what happens is the 3 strands get crocheted into one solid strap, because otherwise it'd be just a mishmash. Originally, some of the patterns I saw online, they didn't have the 2 sides, so it would allow you to do this. So that would be just, can you imagine putting your keys in your purse, and this mesh thing is also in your purse, so it'd just be like this nightmare of tangled keys and tangled whatever, pens, whatever's in there. So this, whoever came up with this design is brilliant. Kudos to them. All right, created a couple markers to help me with my next step. And here I counted 25 stitches. That's arbitrary, could be more, could be less. I could just end this yarn, I could tie a knot and then weave the end in. But then I just have to start it again a little ways up the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch along this. You do whichever you think is easier, but I'm going to slip stitch along this chain up to that 25 stitch mark. So I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to slip into this stitch, and again it's not a single crochet, it's a slip stitch, so I'm just going through both. And I'm going to chain 1, so I'm going to skip that one and go into this one. So slip, come on, don't make it look hard, it's not so hard. There we go. Chain 1, skip 1, slip, chain 1, There's skip one because I've chained one, right? So the length is the same. I'm going to slip, stitch, chain one, and I'm approaching my pin. And on the other strap, I will be showing you how to begin because it's not going to have a already existing yarn. Skip one, slip one. This looks thicker, but in the grand scheme of things, that also will not show. It's near enough. If it's 25, 24, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to bring all 3 straps into alignment. And by alignment, I'm going to line up the bottoms here. There we go. Something like that. Basically, we're going to just single crochet around these 3 straps. And I'm not counting or anything. I'm just going to keep going up until the marker that I've established on the other side. How's that looking? No, that's fine. I just want to show you how to end this. So I take the safety pin out. Maybe give it yet another tug. Now, I'm going to cut my crochet yarn. All right, I've cut the crochet yarn, and then now I can just pull it through. Now, it cannot unravel. It can't go anywhere. It's like a knot. But when you have your needle threaded, let's see, let's make a little bit of a knot, perhaps. There we go. It's kind of a loop, back through the loop. And then kind of weave it in somehow. No hard and fast rule. I could just run it through the center of that cord. There we go. There we go. Tug. Snip. And the thread ends are gone. So there's one finished strap, and then I will just show you how to start the other strap. So let's just line these 3 up. I'm not going to count this time. Let's say it's about there. Crochet hook. So I'm just going to mark where I want to be approximately. First I'm going to make a slip knot. Crochet hook in there. But we're just going to go around here. Grab the one that's not an end. Go around. Grab my yarn. The thread ends are gathered in with the cords or strands. And I'll cover those for a while. Then I will trim them short. And they will disappear inside. And I've already showed you how to end it. So I'm not going to have you stick with me this whole time. I'm going to continue on like that. I'm not quite sure why I have a funny loop there. Again, doesn't matter. And anyway, great gifts. I think everybody loves these bags. And I don't know whether everybody will understand the work that's involved in them. So you'll maybe want to just give it to somebody who tends to be appreciative of handiwork. But last step will be creating the, I'm calling this the solid casing. And then we have to do the elastic casing and then put them together. So we're getting there. All right, catch you again on the other side.